What's up, everybody of YouTube? It's that time. Week 12 of the NFL season. Let's get started. The first game we are picking from is the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Cleveland Browns. I'm not going to say much about this game, but the Steelers have been 5-0 since Wilson took over. They were they were okay with Fields, but and then this game, the Browns, they look good one week, and then they come out and lose. The next, for some reason, they're not very good, of course. So with that being said, I've got the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road to beat the Cleveland Browns. The next game, the Minnesota Purple Vikings. Well, that's their color, right? The Minnesota Vikings going to Chicago to take on the Bears. Now the Bears rebounded with a tough loss last week, so they didn't really rebound. Will they rebound against Minnesota? It's possible, and it could be close. It's going to be like 47 degrees, but I'm going to go with Minnesota to win this game. It could be a field goal game, but I think in the end, I think Minnesota is just too good right now compared to Chicago, who has been struggling a bit lately. Maybe looked a little better last week against Green Bay. Almost had Green Bay beat, but I'm going with Minnesota in a close one. The next game, the Detroit Fighting Lions versus the Indianapolis Colts. So the Colts went back to Anthony Richardson, and they won last week against Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. They're hosting the Lions, who seem to be the best team in the NFL, if not the best, but one of them. They're leading the NFC right now. They're 5-0 away. They're 7-point favorites against Indianapolis. I'm going to go with the Lions because I think their offense is a lot better, and I think their defense is better than the Colts as well. You got the two running backs, Gibbs and Montgomery. You got the wide receivers, St. Brown, Williamson, and whatever, I think the Lions are going to win. The next game, the New England Patriots traveling to take on the Dolphins. Now the Dolphins have looked better lately because Tua's back. The Patriots, not that good. I think this will be a close game, maybe, but I think in the end, I believe that the Miami Dolphins will get the win here. The Miami Dolphins will beat New England. The next game, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers traveling to New Jersey to take on the New York Giants. If you want to be real, it should be the New Jersey Giants because they don't even play in New York. But for this, we're going with the New York Giants, right? That's what they are. They're 0-5 at home. They're one of the only few to not have a win at home. The other, of course, is Dallas Cowboys. They don't have a win at home either. And in this game, you got Tampa Bay coming off to bye. I think they're starting to get a little healthier, I believe. The Giants are benching Daniel Jones. They're going with that DeVito, who could play better in this game than Daniel Jones. They got a good receivers and neighbors. They got a good running back who came out of nowhere with Tyrone Tracy Jr. He's pretty good. However, I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win this game because I think overall the Giants are not a good team. Sometimes they show up and play tough, but they're not very good. They need probably need new coaching staff. They need a little more weapons on offense. They got some, maybe in the future they'll be good, but for this game, I'm going with Tampa. The next game is the Dallas waving a white flag Cowboys versus the Washington Commanders, who have lost 2 in a row, who have not looked as good the last 2 weeks as they did before. Dallas, like I mentioned, their name should be the Dallas waving their white flag Cowboys because, they're giving up, it seems. The Cowboys season is pretty much over. I'm going to go with Washington to win this game at home because the Cowboys, they aren't that good. Did they put up a fight against Houston? Yeah, for the most part they did. But in the end, they got ran over late in the second half. At halftime, they were only down by a touchdown, but they ended up losing bad. So, I just think Dallas is a miss. They're just not a good team, and I don't think they're gonna beat Washington. The next game, the Kansas City Chiefs going to Carolina. Now, Kansas City finally lost to Buffalo last week. The Miami Dolphins are probably popping champagne, celebrating because they're now known that they're still the only franchise to be undefeated and win the Super Bowl undefeated. They're going to face the Carolina team that's, I believe, coming off their bye. They, somehow won lately 2 games in a row, I think, or they've looked better, but I don't know. Mahomes hasn't been as good this season as he had before, but I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs because they're a lot better team than the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers aren't very good. I know they're on a mini win streak, right? But I'm gonna go with the Kansas City Chiefs. I think they'll be, and it won't even be close. So yeah, the next game, Tennessee Titans going to Houston. Now Mixon has been very good for Houston so far lately. CJ Stroud hasn't really been that great this season. He's been okay, but not good. He's had injuries with his receivers. Nico Collins, I think, is coming back. Tank Dell, that should help a little bit. They're facing Tennessee, so you never know. These rivalry games could go either way. However, I'm going with the Houston Texans to win because I just do not believe in Tennessee. I don't know what they're doing. I don't think anybody knows, and I don't even think they know themselves what they're doing at this point. They could be tough in this game, so I'm expecting this to kind of be a tough, close game, but I believe the Houston will win in the end. The next game, another divisional game. You got the Denver Broncos coming off their big win against Atlanta a week ago. And they've been playing a lot better. Bo Nix has been playing very good lately. And they're facing the Las Vegas Raiders, who is another team. Who the heck knows what they are doing? They don't even know themselves. It's just like Tennessee. I'm going with Denver to beat the Raiders because the Raiders, they have to be one of the worst teams in the NFL. They don't even know what they're doing. They need to figure it out fast because they're not going to be able to save their season. But maybe if they figure out a little bit, they could kind of win some games. But who knows? They might just tank and lose every game. Who knows? I think Denver wins. I like the way Bo Nix is playing right now. And, their defense is playing good. they're just on fire right now. So the next game, the Green Bay Packers hosting the 49ers. The San Francisco 49ers are a crazy team this year. They're not as good as they were a year ago. They've had some injuries, like Brandon Ayuk being gone for now. Of course, everybody knew that. They lost to the Seahawks last week somehow. They didn't have George Kittle for that game. And, to be honest, they lost to the Seahawks, but, Bosa left the game, right? And when he left, all of a sudden, the Seahawks scored 2 touchdowns to win. If Bosa was in, I don't know if the Seahawks win. Who knows? Maybe. But, they're going up against Green Bay, who has been pretty good. I know generally I think the 49ers have been beating Green Bay lately. However, I think in this matchup, I'm going to go with Green Bay to win. However, it will not be a surprise if the 49ers somehow win this, but I'm not going to go with that. I'm going with Green Bay to win, and I think it will probably be a field goal game. The next game, Arizona Cardinals traveling to Seattle to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Now, Seahawks are a funny team, right? Because, early on they started 3-0, right? Then they started, 3-5, 3-4. They went 1-5 in the last 6 after starting 3-0. And then they win against the 49ers, right? So they're 2-6 the last, whatever game. They're hosting the Cardinals, and apparently the Cardinals are favored by 1 point. The Cardinals are in first place. The Seahawks currently are in third. However, this division is kind of weird. The 49ers are last because of 1-3 division. A 1-3 division record. This game's gonna be tough. This game's kind of tricky to pick. I think I'm going to take the Arizona Cardinals to win. It's tough to pick that because I know the Seahawks are kind of weird team. So I'm going to go with the Cardinals, but it's going to be a close game. The next game is the Sunday night game. It is the Philadelphia Eagles traveling to LA to take on the Rams. The Rams started out bad, 1-4. They are 5-1 since. They're hosting the Eagles. I don't know. I think the Eagles will win this game. I think the Eagles are a better team than the Rams. The Rams are starting to be good, and they're starting to get healthy. But I think for this, I think the Eagles win. Oh, excuse me. The next game and the final game of Week 12. It is the hardball game. And what I mean by that, Baltimore Ravens traveling to California to LA to take on the Chargers. This is going to be a close game. Harbaugh has beaten Jim Harbaugh the last 2 times they've played. Lamar Jackson's 20 touchdowns, no interception on Monday nights. It's going to be a tough game. But I'm going to actually take the LA Chargers to win at home. It will be a close game. It could be a shootout. But I think in the end, Jim Harbaugh will get the better of his brother and finally beat John Harbaugh. And the Chargers will beat the Baltimore Ravens. So, there you have it, folks. My Week 12 pick for the NFL. See you guys next time. Cyber Shadow out. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment with your picks if you want, and we'll see how we do. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.